it's T here, and summer is coming up. Therefore, I will teach you how to put on makeup and protect yourself still with all the SPF infused products without looking like an oily grease ball. So, if you would like to know how I achieved this look, but also incorporating sunblock into my day-to-day makeup routine, then keep on watching. I have a few options for you guys if you guys are looking for something to lay down your makeup, like primer. If you are a primer gal, I definitely am not a primer gal. However, the product that I do recommend would be this Ciele. This is the, if this would, Prime and Protect SPF 30. Now, I always push for 50 or more, but when I am layering different types of sun products, I don't mind the primer being there. So this is a good one. The other one that's really good underneath would be the Alastin HydraTint Pro Mineral Sunscreen. This has SPF 36, so a little bit higher than the Ciele Prime and Protect base. So either or really does work, but because I'm going to show a lot of Ciele products today, I'm actually going to be using this, and this is like my day-to-day, just simply because I don't use primer and just staying true to my regular day-to-day makeup. I will be using this makeup palette. I have a thing with like texture, and I don't know what it is, but I don't like to touch. Like, I don't like rubbing my foundation in with my hands. I don't like rubbing it in with like just my bare hands. I don't like touching it with my bare hands, just simply because I don't know what it is. I guess I'm just really sensitive to that. So I'm going to just like use this palette, and I'm going to really prime and make sure that this is all pre-blended on the palette. And then I'm just gonna go straight in to my bare clean skin, and I will stamp it in areas like high points of my face. Of course, I'm gonna cover everything, and anywhere that I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, just because when you when you are me and like or similar to my type of skin, I have a lot of acne scar, like post acne scar and skin texture. So I always really try to cover as much as I can. I don't really have like a no makeup day, just simply because I get so like insecure about my skin. Like, I'm an all in or all out girl, but I try to keep it like, you know, really minimal, especially when I have acne. I'm not trying to stack so much. So I lightly just really apply this and making sure it's in a really thin layer. And this is tinted. So it just provides a lot like of, not a lot. It does provide a base of coverage rather than just priming and priming alone. So I'm making sure I'm hitting all the higher points of my face a lot more, just to push the product in and make sure they're distributed evenly across my face. So there's that. And then I'm also, getting it on my forehead, because like your forehead, this area always sees sun first. Like, I feel like my forehead is always so much darker than the rest of my face. So I'm gonna just stamp that on and just hit that and like really watch for my brows. So we really want to just push this product in. And if you're comfortable with applying product with your hand, go right in, massage it in, because I'm not applying with my hands. I'm really focusing on like, okay, let's push the sunscreen in, make sure that it's all absorbed, Make sure that I'm spreading it evenly in all the areas. So for the more natural, no makeup girls, this would be good. Like you can do concealer, a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of blush and powder, and then just call it a day here. This definitely does give enough coverage, so I'm just gonna give you guys like a little bit of a close up of the finish on this. It's not too greasy and it's also not like oily. As you can see, it does have a little bit of glow, but she does dry down on the skin. Like it's not like fully matte, but it's not that type of product that's gonna be like when you apply sunscreen, you see yourself, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a grease ball. Yeah, this doesn't do that. And then the other product, and I always really like going on top with a skin tint. One of my favorite skin tint right now that I'm using that has SPF infused in it would be the Ciele Tint and Protect SPF 50. Now this one will provide the rest of the way of a fuller coverage. I go back in, and on top of that, this is SPF 50. I try to push for SPF 50 and above always when I'm going out. Even though I have like the 30 underneath, I always push to put something on top of it no matter what. And of course, reapplying sunscreen is very important. Don't leave the house without that. The other product, if you want to skip like this all through and through, you want to skip primer, you want to skip the skin tint, a newer product that I've been testing and trying out, and it's really good. And this isn't the first time anyone's heard about this product. Like this product has been out for some time now, and it's definitely have gone viral. A lot of like content creators use this, and it is the ColoreScience. This is the Sunforgettable Total Protection Face Shield Flex. This is in SPF 50 PA plus 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 plus. I always love the PA plus 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 plus. I always feel like extra protected. So I got the shade light for these are light skin tone. They have other shades as well too. The whole purpose of this, and I won't be putting this on, but I will swatch it for you guys just so you guys can take a look at it. And with this product, it adapts to your skin and face. So let me just show you guys what I mean. So it comes out white. And don't be afraid of this. I know it's a scary like OMG, but this comes out white, and then once you blend and you keep blending into your face, this one I would recommend blending with your hands if possible. I do feel like the warmth of your hands will, like this one, I will make it an effort to do like blending, but I will be washing my hands, and sometimes I'm just really lazy to wash my hands. So this is what this looks like blended out, and it adapts to your skin tone. So if you're medium, there's a medium shade, there's a dark shade, and there's also a lighter shade as well too. So this is a pretty solid match for my skin tone once it's blended out. It's not like exact, but it's pretty close right here. A little bit of concealer, powder, bronzer, etc., and you're good to go. So if you want to skip all of that extra step with primer, like mineralized skin tints and stuff, you can just go straight with this because it does have SPF 50 right off the bat. So there's that. I usually don't wear the ColoreScience underneath anything. I've been wearing it just alone by itself. I feel like that's like the best way to wear it. So take it how you like it. Like this, you could go out like this as well. There's nothing wrong with that. I am just an insecure gal, and this is definitely one of my insecurities is my face and my complexion. Remember to shake up all of your foundation, skin tint, any liquid products, because realistically you're putting it like this, or you have it in a drawer like this, and things settle. Like give it a good shakety shake. So it's in a dropper. So this is mine, and I will just drop it straight onto my face. So I am doing 2 drops, and you don't have to use a lot with this product. A little bit does go a long way. If you guys can just take a look at this, see? And this is a little bit lighter than the mineral sunscreen from Alastin from earlier, which I really like, because once I put this on, this now looks exactly like a perfect match for my neck. Not that this isn't, but you can see it's a little bit orangier and warmer on this side than this side by just a touch. So there's that. And I don't know, it's just these two, the combination of these two, amazing. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. And then same on the other eye. Other side, I'm going to just drop this on and then also blend it out. And Ciele does it really well. Like, this is a very neutral shade, doesn't pull orange on me, and I really don't like it when a foundation or skin tint pulls too warm on me. I tend to really like neutral to like a more cooler shade or a cooler tone. So anywhere high points, I tend to really stack it on, like the nose. We're gonna be here for some time. Okay, I'm a foundation blender gal. So just blending it in. Okay, so now this is what the complexion looks like. I'm very happy with this complexion right now, and I've been like wearing this a lot when I'm going out now that I can wear makeup again. So let's move on to bronzer. And the only bronzer that I have in my collection, and you guys know this is like goated bronzer for me, I've used it in a lot of the videos. It's also from Ciele. It is the Sculpt and Protect SPF 30. So this is what I use to bronze le face, and just extra sunscreen makes me feel a lot more safe. I guess that's the word. Extra sunscreen does make me feel a lot more safe. So there's that. I'm just gonna sculpt, get a little bronzy bronze on, and then I'm just gonna stamp this in. Again, I'm not swiping any of these products. I really want to stamp, push it into my skin. I want it to like melt in my skin. I usually don't rub like my product out like this. I'm more of a let's just stamp this, because once you rub too aggressively, I feel like products underneath, not that the Ciele or anything underneath would just lift up, but I find that I tend to lose coverage in areas that are a lot more like that I'm putting on, and creating a lot of friction and traction. And I would like to try to keep product there for as long as possible throughout the day. Like, I want this to last. Okay, blend out my nose. All right, so this is what we're looking like with the bronzer down and blend it out. Now we're gonna go in with the blush. There are a few options here, and they're all from Ciele, by the way. I really love Ciele. They're so innovative, and they have like it's a skincare infused makeup brand, which I really do enjoy. Like, every time I'm always like going down Sephora and looking at Ciele, and I'm like, ooh, what's new and stuff. They do have a powder. I don't have that powder here today, but for blushes, these are amazing blushes that I love. It is mineral SPF. Like, these are the Ciele blushes. It's so beautiful. And then this is their blush in a powder form. Now, don't let the packaging deceive you. I don't like that the packaging is like this, just simply because when you open it, you're like, okay, that literally looks nothing like what is outside. So the green definitely skews this a little bit. So this is in the shade Shy. And then these two liquid blushes is in Bahati and Giselle. I will use a combo of all of this today just to show you guys. And I love a good blush mixing action. So I'm gonna go in with Bahati really quickly first. I usually put Bahati everywhere. Like, she's going everywhere, all over, very diffuse out. So this is just to really blend it everywhere. I always go for the ombre type of effect with blushes, and I'm such a blush mixer. And I bring this right underneath my eyes because it does do a little bit of under eye correcting, and it really brings everything together. I'm all about cohesiveness, and I have a lot of time to like fix and play around with this because we haven't even put on the concealer yet at this stage. So just, you know, I always tend to go for a lighter shade, and then I would blend it all the way up, like just hitting a little bit under the eyes, and then making sure that I blow this all out all over. And this is such like a pretty neutral, you can stop here without like having to go in with the other blush. Like, this is just like a really good neutral, like light, delicate flush to your skin without being too much. So there's that. I'm gonna layer that. Then next, before I go in with the other shade, I'm actually going to go in with a concealer. Now, my concealer of choice is always gonna be the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This just stays on my skin the longest, and it doesn't crease. Well, it creases. There's no concealer that doesn't crease. It definitely creases. It's very normal for concealers to crease. However, it takes longer for this concealer to crease on me than any of the other concealers. And once you're set, this is like good to go. So I'm gonna let that dry for just a second while I find a brush for this. This is very similar to the Angie Hot and Flashy one that you guys have been seeing me use, but this is from and it has the same type of angle to it, and it just really like, it just blends my concealer out so well. And you know what's crazy is I used to blend my concealer out with like a beauty blender. Now I don't even really pick it up, and I do feel like when you find the concealer brush that you truly like, you're like, okay, this is it. It's so good. I used to do like beauty blender for everything for foundation. I've now like just transitioned to more of brushes. I've always used brushes, of course. It was just for complexion, like foundation and stuff. I've always used a beauty blender for my under eye concealer, for my foundation. I also use it to blend out like cream bronzers. I didn't use cream bronzers that much back then. So definitely my beauty blender was really used a lot for my foundation and concealer and to bake. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just such a different time and era with makeup, and I kind of love it. It's like the really like pro makeup artist aesthetic lately, and I'm all for it. I went to cosmetology school. I've done a lot of people's makeup. Of course, I didn't really make a career out of it because it just didn't make enough money for me to sustain and like everything. So, backstory on everything. I know some of you guys are probably wondering, like, why didn't you create beauty and YouTube content back then? I was planning to. I never did. Life just got in the way, and I just went off to college, and you know, that was just like the thing that we were supposed to do in my household. Not so much of like go out there and be a makeup artist. So I went to school. I also went to cosmetology school at the same time, and Like, I really did enjoy cosmetology school. Like, I still got to create. I have my license. I still have my license. I still renew it till this day, because if you guys know, in the industry, if you do a cosmetology license, you get like your makeup license plus your nail. Like, cosmetology license is like hair, nail, makeup, like the whole package in one. And going to state board, I never want to ever be in that position ever again, because it's so scary. Like, people make it so, like, people are like, it's very serious. Like, you have to, like, make sure everything is sanitary. Like, this is like an actual test that you have to take, you know? And I was like so stressed. I was like, oh my goodness, this is like, you know. And I got my license, and I worked in a salon for a little bit, and then, you know, it just didn't work out for me. It just wasn't what I thought it would be. I still have passion for the art and creating. That's why I'm here. But, you know, you still gotta make money. That was not paying the bills for me. So I do have a job outside of YouTube, and I had a job outside of the salon as well. But I was also taking clients in my house. I was doing I was doing everything. Like, it was just always a yes. I had people come in and everything, and it was definitely a vibe. I just did it with like close friends and families and stuff. So yeah, that's just sort of the backstory of me in like the beauty. And like, I know some of you guys are curious, and some of you guys know me from like high school and college. We're like, why didn't you, you know? So there's that. If anybody was curious, there's my answer. Life happened and stuff happened. And then I'm gonna take Giselle, and I'm going to just focus Giselle on like the center right here. And I know I already have powder, but Ciele is really good even over powder. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, I can't even blend and do anything with this. And I also really like a more focused blush, especially in that area. And then I run it over my nose, and then I make sure I blend everything out. So now that we have this cohesiveness, oh, I totally forgot to mention the powder. I'm still currently using the Natasha Denona, the High Glam setting powder. So I will give you my thoughts. I've been trying to use it a lot, like being mindful that, okay, use it, use it, use it, use it, so you can have like your full thoughts on it. So there's that. I will keep you guys posted. I've been using it for some time now, and I will let you know. And then I'm going to a wedding, so I will be bringing that with me. I really wanted to do like a wedding style makeup tutorial. Let me know if you guys would like to see that. I don't know. I haven't been to a wedding in a long time. So if you want to see like a bridal type makeup that will last on the face, the skin and stuff, and if you guys are a summer bride, definitely the heat is crazy. So I'm gonna go in with Shy, and I'm just going to tap this lightly and set everything. It doesn't really need to be set because I do have powder and this does dry down, but just to add more blush, because I love blush, if you guys don't know. And then I also want to blend out the edges of this and then into my temples. And then I'm going to go in the same with the other side, blend it, bring it over my nose and into the temples. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but just blending it into my temples. So let's go over the highlighter. The highlighter is also going to be from Ciele. I know you guys are like, this is not sponsored by Ciele. I just feel like their product is so good. And they're the one makeup brand in Sephora that has SPF infused in their makeup that doesn't make me look like an oily grease ball. So if you guys take a look, like, I'm not a grease ball, and I really enjoyed this. And this is in the shade Piper, and this one actually has SPF 50. I don't know if I told you guys what was the other one. Oh, the blush is SPF 45, and also the liquid blushes is SPF 50, and so is the highlighter. So this is in the shade Piper, and a little bit goes a long way. That might be a little bit too much, but we are just going to blend it out and share it with the other cheek. And this is a I know it looks crazy right now, but it's a very natural looking highlighter once you blend it out. So do not be afraid of it. They come in other shades as well, so just like this glow, this very light, glowy touch and look. So I'm gonna do the same for the other side this time, not so much because we did already took like some to share with this side. Okay, maybe a little bit more to match. Okay, so that's what we have, a little bit of glow all over and everything. And then I'm gonna brush whatever's left over from my brush onto the tip of my nose. And then going back in with the brush that I use for the powder blush, and just nothing extra, just to tap out, making sure we don't have like crazy lines. And then I'm gonna wipe off my lip balm and put on lipstick. Okay, I have found what I want to put on my lips. So first of all, I'm going in with the L'Oreal Blurfiller. This is in the shade 485 Nude Espresso. And I do the same technique as I would do with the Refi lip blurs. So I'm just going to blur out my lip line. And then I'm going to go in with the Victoria Beckham Lip Definer in 02 and line the bottom just to create that extra shadow, and also lining the tops of my cupid's bow like that. And then we're gonna go in with the Violette FR Bisou Balm in the shade Calisson. I wanted to keep the lips a little bit more neutral because my eyes are the star of the show right now. I kind of want it to pull a little bit more nude. 1 second, please. Pull a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna put on the Forget the Filler by Lawless. It's in the shade Bloom Heirloom. Oh my gosh. Just give it a little touch of gloss and shine. Oh, this is also, I didn't show you guys. It's the Lawless LoveShack collab. Alrighty guys, this is the final look. So just everything on my face and staying, you know, protected from the sun, SPF, without looking all greasy. And yeah, so I really do hope you guys like this video. I know this was a quick one, so I just wanted to teach and show you guys like how I do my makeup and making sure that I stay protected. And also, don't forget, you do need to apply sunscreen every 2 hours. So it's not, let me put this on and that's it. Like, bring a sunscreen mist. There's a lot of great ones out there. The Sun Bum one is one of my favorites. So I always like do a light spray throughout the day. And I just want to let you know, if you do the spray mist, it does make this a little bit glowier. So make sure you bring a powder to just set everything down if you are like super oily. So there you have it. That's it, you guys. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye everyone.